Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, December 23rd. We are in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because at the end of the day, in the last hour, in particular, in the last few minutes, the large financial institutions take the control of the pricing away from the day traders and the algorithms. They're dealing with the most money. They have the smartest people, very good information, best technology, and I consider what they do at the end of the day a smart money decision. So I like to make my buying and selling decisions based upon what they are doing, and I believe in the long run, it is an edge in your trading. So thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry. Keely, hey. Sorry about that. This dog that I'm watching, Keely, she has decided this is her place now, and she is guarding it from any magpies that dare come near the house, because I feed the magpies. Come here, girl. Anyway, sorry. Thank you for coming today. I always appreciate it. It's good to see everyone. I always look forward to this time of the day. So I hope the time that you're spending here and that you're investing here is helping you with your trading and your investing knowledge. Currently, the Dow Jones is up. Sorry. Here we go. 217 points, up 0.72%. The NASDAQ is up just 8.84 points, up 0.07. And the S&P is up 16.11%. So it's been kind of a wild day, as it is usually. And let me ask you, can everybody hear me okay today? Yesterday we had that issue with the microphone, and I just wanted to make sure that people can hear me okay today. It seems like it's looking okay, but I just wanted to double check. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we are going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. Did have some good day trades today. I will share those with you. Then we're going to go over the board and take a look and see how everyone is doing over there with their positions. Then we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology, get away from charts. Talk about most important part of trading, which is the psychology of trading, or in other words, being able to develop a plan and then follow the plan. Actually, today we're going to talk a little bit about some trading theory on top of that. So I think I have a good post that I'd like to share with you. After that, we're going to go down through I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner, and I have identified some potential end of day trades. 3 requirements before I look to enter any trade. First, have to have good confluence or combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames, indicators like MACD, RSI, ATR channels, moving averages, and the best is if you can get a confluence or combination of all of those lining up at one time on multiple time frames. Number 2, it's very important to have a good risk to reward ratio. Extremely important in my opinion. If I'm going to be able to risk $100 based upon strong support below me, I need to be able to make at least 200 or more to the upside based upon the next likely and strong resistance above me. And then lastly, please always take a few minutes, consider how many positions you have, how correlated your positions are, how much account heat you have, and also, are you position sizing based upon the current volatility in the market. It's very important. So I'm going to go down through those candidates that I've identified. I'm going to go through each one, try to narrow it down at the end of the day, and look for the best end of day trade. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need any clarification or anything, let me know. If you would like me to take a look at any particular stock symbol, and if you'd like to get my opinion from a technical standpoint, put them in the live stream. I will do my very best to get to them before the close of the market. And then lastly, if you have any new entries or exits for me that you would like me to update on the board, if you could please wait till after the close of the market so that I'm done trading and the pressure's off, I'm done teaching, and the market's closed, and we'll take as much time as we need to get those taken care of. All right, so I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer. Hang tight. I'm going to be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, well, let's see who is here today. Leva is here. Hey, Leva74, good to see you. Hi, everyone. Question for maybe the trader psychology portion of the program. As a Gregorian, I know to sell at profit targets. My stupid emotions want me to set a trailing stop from the very beginning of the trade instead. Well, that's certainly another way to do it. But, you know, when it comes to exiting trades, and I spend 80% of my time on how to exit trades. And I've been doing this for so many years that the best answer that I've come to, the one that feels the best in my head and in my heart, Leva, is that you have to play offense and defense in trading. And so a trailing stop I consider to be just defense, right? You're going to get out on weakness if all you have is a trailing stop. I mean, you need trailing stops, and I do have trailing stops, but I also want a portion of my exit strategy to include some offense, right? Getting out on strength. And so that's why I combine the two. I've been putting together a video lesson course. I've been in the deep dip buy section, and it's a long old course. I'll let everybody know when it's available, but you know, I talk a lot about the importance of combining offense and defense, just like with any sports team, right? So if you're just using a trailing stop, it's fine. A lot of people use it. A lot of people use it successfully, but it's always going to be getting out on weakness. I like to take a portion of my profits out to the upside on strength, and then combine that with using a trailing stop for the remainder of the shares that I have. So anyway, I've thought about this 9 ways from Thursday, Leva, and really that is, I have come to the conclusion to kind of split it down the middle, play offense, sell on strength, and then of course use a trailing stop for the remainder. But you know, just by default, a trailing stop is going to be on weakness. Kamala's here. Hey, bud. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, bud. Thank you for the results of the scanner today. Brian is here. Hello, Brian. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. David is here. Hi, Gregorians. Hey, Dave. Good to see you, bud. Hope you and the family and the shoulder are doing well. Frank says, hi, Greg and group. Hello, Mr. Frank. Good to see you, sir, as always. Dan says, hi, Greg and Gregorians. You sound great. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, I don't know what the issue was yesterday, but man, I'm glad I had that headset handy. Evan says, good afternoon. Hello, Evan. Steve Burns. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Merry Christmas Eve, Gregorian traders. Good to see you, Steve. Always an honor and privilege to have you here. Really is. And doing a little, during the psychology section, I'm doing a post from Steve because it was so good. Steve says, half day trading tomorrow. Yes, thank you. So tomorrow is a half day trading. The market closes at 1 o'clock, I believe, Eastern time, which is 11 o'clock my time. So tomorrow, 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time is going to be when I start the show. Tomorrow at 10 to 11, because the market closes at 11. Morgs is here. Good to see you, Morgs. Hope you're having a good day. Or a good evening in South Africa. Frank says, time to rename the poems Gregorian chants. Oh, I have nothing. It's really good, Frank, but I have nothing to do with it. That's all you, my friend. Frank de Castron known chance. Oh, that was horrible. You know what I was going for, though. Pat is here. Hey, Pat, good to see you. I think we had a really great lesson the other night. Pat is very sharp and doing very well with the lessons. In my opinion, I hope she feels the same way. Love says, thank you. Ramble, hey, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. Okay. Excuse me. All right, well, let's get to it. All right, so drip started out really good, but it's down 9.52% today, but it's not as bad as it looks. But I did take it here with a bullish engulfing bar, under 30, over 30. MACD went positive. I bought it at 25.97, moved sideways. Then we had the big gap up day here when it was up 10%. And back to kind of lava, you know, I sold 20% of my shares up here on strength, lava, because of the profit targets I hit. And today, you can see the little dotted green line at 25.97. Well, that's where I entered, right? So when it came down today so strong, I just said to myself, if it gets down to my entry point, I'm going to get out, which I did, which makes it a positive trade, right? Because I got in, I took profits at profitable levels, portion, not the whole thing. Obviously, I wish I had, but a portion of the profits. I believe it was 25%, maybe 30% of what I entered at. And then when it got back to my entry, I was like, I'm not going to let a 10% winner turn into a loss. So, I mean, it's down 9.6% today, but I did get out of the remaining shares, so I'm flat. Intraday, I got out when it was down 6.84%. So, you know, who knows? It could rally at the end of the day, and I'll, you know, am I going to be mad about it? No. I mean, I'm just happy that it was a positive trade, right? Enter, phase out, sell when the markets want some on the big gap, comes back to entry, just get out, making it a positive trade. Ollie. Johnson and I are in Ollie. I like this setup here. Bullish engulfing bar, V1, rejection of the negative third ATR channel, rejection of the 250-day. I bought it here at 79.50. Of course, it moved up. I scaled out of some profits, hit some profit targets. Here again, hit some profit targets. Next day, hit some profit targets. Sold half right here at the top when it rejected the 200-day. Had another profit target the next day. Had one profit target today up here, 83.81. So it's been a really good trade so far. Not a huge one. Certainly not by the standards of this group, but not bad. Up 4.62%. And did reject the 200-day 3 times here, which is a little bit of a concern. But I did hit the profit target, so MACD is positive. Everything's good here. I would just wait for a close below the previous day's low to get out of half, but that has not happened. So good trade there. FSLR. All right, Lova, here you go. Here's another example of why I like to phase out. So Yas and Gary sold half, and I bought First Solar with this bullish engulfing bar, big, strong, under 50, over 50, rejection of the 50-day moving average, a lot of volume, bought here at 90.98. This has been a monster trade. Of course, I'm phasing out, phasing out, phasing out. Look at this. This morning, it was up like 3%. And I hit 2 more profit targets, locked in the profits up there, Lova, right? One at 107.50 and 108.94. It's been a really good trade. Up 10.95%. I'm going to get out of this today. I don't like the V1 to the downside. I don't like the big bearish reversal bar. It could continue to go up, but I mean, you know, it served its purpose, right? And just thrilled that I got 2 more profit targets when people were just dying to buy it from me, right? And then everybody changed their mind and went out. So I hope this makes sense, Lova, why I like to do this. SPY. All right, overnight SPY trade. Yas, Jatin, and myself bought yesterday at 367.24. It is, I got out this morning at 368.33, so no, nice little overnight SPY trade. Last couple days, little one here, decent one here, big down day there, but previously big up day, big up day, big up day. So overnight SPY trade's doing well this year. So happy with that. Going to buy that again today at the close. Target. Well. So let's see who we have here. We have Karen, Brian, Johan, Ava, and myself. We bought Target with pullback into the value zone. Nice sideways movement. Beautiful. V2 entered at 171.64. Yesterday was up just a smidge. Today up 1.9% and 3 profit targets. So congratulations to Karen, Brian, Ava, and myself. This one's turned out really well. USO, okay, I did buy USO here at 30.97. Currently it's 32.80. So this one is doing well today, up 5.55% from entry. As you know, I bought this on the monthly, so this is a longer term trade. Under the negative third, over the negative third, under 30, over 30. Just make sure if you trade on weekly or monthly bars, make sure you use the reading for the month, the 2 ATR reading to position size for the monthly or the weekly, not the daily, because the daily you'll buy a ton more shares, and obviously there's a lot more movement on a monthly chart, so you have to adjust by that by using the 2 ATR of the monthly, which is higher, so you'll buy fewer amount of shares, right? But it's all the same. It's just all percentage on money invested. But this is up nice, 2.22% today. Okay, Exxon. So with DRIP being down today and energy being strong, I looked over on Exxon for a long trade to help try to mitigate any loss on DRIP, and this is what I found. I did buy Exxon here. I bought intrabar here at 41.93. We rejected the 200-day here. We came down, we bounced at the 200. Little high for me, but I decided to go ahead and buy it here when it triggered the 2 bounces off the 200 and the V1. I bought it here at 41.93. Next couple bars went up. I took off half, as I always do. Whenever I enter and I get a decent 1 or 2 bar move, I take off half to just take off part of the position to make it easier to manage. Move sideways, had a nice big up spike bar. Whenever there's kind of this big kind of, what should we call it? I'm drawing a blank. Help, Frank. Just a big strong bar, right? Big candle. I like to take profits on big upward moving candles. I took more here at 42.34. Then we closed below the 5-day EMA. We got close to the 70, didn't get there, then it closed below. So I got in at 41.93, out at 42.13, out at 42.24, and out at 42.34. So not too bad, and that was definitely the right place to get out, because after that it just went down. And then Apple, of course, Apple, I can't go a day without taking a trade on Apple, can I? Let's see. All right, so I had this higher low V1 here at 131.56. MACD was positive. The best higher low V1s come when MACD is positive. I bought at 131.56. Next bar went up, rejected the 50. So Pat, if you're listening, you'll understand I would take half there, and I did take half at 132.72. Then we had another huge big up bar. I took profits on this big up bar. Again, it's just a big, strong, big candle. I like to take a little profits off when that happened. I got out at 132 even, and then we had a close below the previous day's low. So I got in at 131.56, out at 131.72, out at 131.92, and out at 132 even. Okay. So let's go back to Let's look at Apple on the daily. And I know, all right, we have Gary in Apple at 108 even. We have Frank in Apple at 111 even. And it is currently 131.77, down a little bit today, but still nicely, beautifully up on the trade. So congratulations to both of you. Oh, hold on, these chats are getting away from me. Frank, oh, okay, Frank has a poem. Let's take a look and see what Frank has to say. It's going to be good, you know that, right? Okay. Frank's poem says, "What makes a trader great? Is it fate? No one argues with the stars, but it does come down to who you are. Hard work will get you far, mixed with learning and eager yearning. That is what keeps your fire burning." Wow. I don't know how it's possible that they can get better every day from Frank, but they really do. How about that, everybody? Man, does that wrap it up nice and tidy. What makes a trader great? Is it fate? No one argues with the stars, but it does come down to who you are. Hard work will get you far, mixed with learning and eager yearning. This is what keeps your fire burning. Excellent, Frank. Hand clap. Yep, Dan has a clap. He was way ahead of me. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Frank. That is 5 stars there, my friend. All right, let's look at Vista for Karen. Well, the way I look at this, Karen, is that look at this V formation, right? Most times stocks do not go straight down and go straight back up. It happens, but we play the percentages and it doesn't happen that often. So I would not buy this here. I would wait for a day or two pullback, come back, test that 200-day moving average, look for a V1 or a V2, go for a high. I mean, this is a nice combination. If Pat's listening, Pat, if this came back down, imagine getting a higher low V1 or V2 right at the 200-day and closing above it. That would be a confluence of signals. So I feel like it's chasey right here. We've rejected the 50-day moving average also, which is not a good sign. Aurora Cannabis. It's a lower low. See how this is lower than here? It's a lower low, possible close above the 200-day moving average. I prefer higher low closes if I had my druthers, but I mean, it offers a good risk to reward ratio, Karen. I could say that, but for me, it would have to close above the 200-day moving average, but then with any close below, but it does offer a good risk to reward. That's for sure, because the 200 is right underneath. Frank says, "Thanks, Dan." Lova says, "It does make sense. Thanks for the examples." David says, "Excellent, Frank. Beyond Meat has a new 520 crossover currently." Oh, well, let's write that one down. Beyond Meat, 520, because it had one that it uncrossed. Let me just hurry and go and put this down here with our potentials. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. And since we're on Beyond Meat, let me do a little math here. All right, great. Oh, I thought I was way ahead of schedule, and I have not gone through everyone's trades. Oh my gosh! All right, I better get cracking here. Jatson bought Q's at 284.60. It's currently 309.44. Sold half somewhere. I can't remember. Oh no, he bought at 302. Frank bought at 284.60. Jatson bought at 302. So both of them are in the money. So that's good. VIX, big down day today. Quad bought VIX bought back here at 1991. Frank bought at 1723. Huge up day a couple days ago on VIX. Gary sold half, which really glad. There's another good example, Leva, of taking some profits when the market wants to give you. It's down 5.25% today, but that makes Gary still profitable on the trade. He's slightly down on the remaining half, but he sold half at much more profit, making it a profitable trade. AMD, Ramble Ron bought AMD at 91.05. It's currently 92.14. It's down a percent. 1.09% today, but he is still up on the trade. Microsoft, Yas bought Microsoft at 213.82. It's 222.24. It's down a little today, but nicely up on the trade. He only has a third left of the position. Fiverr, Jatson bought Fiverr at 208.60. It's currently 215.91. Down today, but still up on the trade. IAU, Frank sold one half of his gold position yesterday that he bought at 17.54 at 17.83. It is up today, and Frank is up on the trade. So congratulations, Frank. Alibaba, Ava bought Alibaba at 253.31. It's currently 256.60. Went right down to her entry price today, but bounced off it, so that's a good sign. So it is up a little bit today, and Ava's up on the trade. Google, Jatson bought Google at 1738, and it's currently 1738.76, so up just a little bit, which is good. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I have Google too, as you know. Real quick, I sold puts down to 170, so up today. It's been a good trade so far. All right, back. Qs, we just talked about that. DocuSign, Yas only has a third of a position left at 224.12. It's currently 245.81. It's down 2.3% today, but up on the trade. ALGN, Jatson bought ALGN at 441. He sold half at 521.90. And today it's down 1.33%. This is a bit of a bearish bar here, Jatson, but nice trade there. TWOU, Johan with another monster, bought 34.24. It's currently 42.73, up another 2.27% just today, everybody, up 20.49%. Way to go. Way to go, Johan. THO, Ava bought THO at 98.30. I remember that trade. It is currently 101.69, up 0.22% today, up on the day and up on the trade. ZI, Evan, nice trade. Bought ZI at 43.40. It's 47.04. This is up pretty handily. Up 7.65. Nice job, Evan. TTCF, this is a monster trade from Johan. My gosh. Excellent higher low close back above the 200-day moving average. Johan is up 61.31%, everybody. Talk about a risk to reward, risking a little bit for the potential of making a ton. Down a little bit today, but I'm sure Johan's not sweating it after that kind of move. Nice job, Johan, man. All right, Workhorse. We talked about Workhorse yesterday. It did have that fractal breakout. I was chatting with Quad earlier today, and I was a little concerned it was a little stretched, but look at this. It came right back down almost exactly to the halfway, the 50%. I saw it down here today. I guess I had no excuse not to buy it, but I was busy with something else, and it bounced lovely right at the halfway. It's still down 1.97%, but well off of its lows. So a little bit down on this trade so far for Quad, Johan, and Yas. Car. I think this is Frank. Yeah. Bought Car at 37.60. It's 38.28, up 0.66% today. So nicely up on the day and the trade. DKNG. Okay, we have Jackson. Jackson bought DKNG at 48.32. He also bought some more at 51.06. So he is up on both of his entries. 54.27, up 3.57% today. Walmart. Johnson bought half a position at Walmart, 145.70. It's currently 143.72. So this one's pulling a little bit away from Johnson's entry. I'm glad it was a half position. MasterCard down today. What do we have on MasterCard? Gary sold credit spreads expiring January 15th. The 290, 280 strike puts, it's 330. So he has about $40 protection in the next 3 weeks. So that one's looking probably pretty good. NEE. Johan bought NEE yesterday at 74.70. It's currently 74.45, so slightly down. Quad also bought that yesterday, so slightly down on the day, slightly down on the trade. Facebook up today. Jatson bought Facebook at 282.97. It's currently 269.27. It's up a bit today, but down on the trade. Teladoc having a big day. Johnson bought Teladoc at 190.50. It's 210.80, up 2.31% today, and nice entry so far, up 9.68%. Oops. Beyond Meat. We were just talking about Beyond Meat. Thanks for letting us know, Steve. It is up 1.36% today. Let's see. Kamal is still in Beyond Meat at, I can't remember now. I think Kamal's in at 135.95, and I think Bob and Brian are in at 142.92. But do we have the crossover? 139.97, 139.99. So they're dead even right now. Dead even on crossovers does qualify as a entry. So we'll watch Beyond Meat in a bit. Yes, in PTON back here at 115.97. It is 116.62. Yes is up 28.57%. Let's put our hands together. SE, David bought SE at 193.10. It's 196.11. It's down 2.26% today, but it is up on the trade. AYX, Johan, another nice trade. Johan at 119.15. It's currently 130, almost even, down 1.18% today, but up 8.82% on the trade. All right, almost done. Tesla, Jatson bought Tesla at 639.90. It's currently 646. 647, it's up 1% today, so it is up on the day, and he is up on the trade now. And last but not least, Ride. Bob bought Ride at 1931. It's 22.54, up a mere 9.8% today. Bob is up 14.63%. So there are some big winners in there. Congratulations. Those are great trades, everybody. It's not just one person. There's a bunch of them. Kamal wants to look at SWI. You know, this huge big bar down here, Kamal, concerns me. Yes, it is a higher low V1, but we're down near the 5th ATR channel. You know, I know we're going to have resistance at the 5 EMA. I know we're going to have a ton of resistance here at the negative 3rd ATR channel. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but this just seems like a bounce to me. So I'm not too excited about that. Steve says, Trump just vetoed the defense bill passed by Congress. Candle greater than 1 ATR. Ramble, oh boy, time for some VIX. Steve says KMX almost at a new 520 EMA crossover currently. Is it? Cross under, right? I think it crossed under today. At least that's what I show, but possibly looking for another crossover. I think that's what Steve means. Steve says NVIDIA is still creeping around the 520 and 1030, but no signal. Yep, no signal yet. Steve says Frank would also be a great freestyle rapper as well, the way he rhymes so fast every day. I agree. Let's do a rap off with Frank. I don't know who else would do it, but I know Frank would win. Frank says, I'll take the rap on that, Steve. Ba-dum-bum. BKRB. Struggling with the 50. Yes, as always, usually I should say. No real V1 or V2 though. I like Baba better than anything I've looked at so far, Kamal. That's for sure. Hey, let me move the dog around. I apologize, everybody. We're back to this mode. Give me about 20 seconds. Here you go. That's a good girl. Okay. Yeah, Kamal, I like Baba better than anything I've seen today. I mean, it does have that -1 ATR channel above it. But MACD's positive for sure. I like that better than anything I've seen. Okay, let me just do a little quick check on current positions before we get into anything else. Drip, of course, I did get out at break even today. So I'm glad I did that, obviously. Ollie's doing great. One profit target. FSLR. Hit the 2 way up at the top. I am going to exit this today with this big bearish reversal and volatility bar and lock in. That's a big trade for me. I don't have the big 15, 20%er trades. Like some of us in this group, but this was a big trade for me, so that was fun. SPY, buying the SPY. TGT doing really nice today. I'm glad a bunch of us are in that. Oil, on the other hand, is doing well, 2.24%. REGN, oh, I think I skipped over REGN. Still a little down on the trade, but I like the little V1 that happened here. Tested the stop 1, 2, 3 times. See the pink line here? Halfway of the washout bar here. And as advertised, doesn't always happen, but as advertised, it held, and a nice little V1. But that is up 0.56% today. Then Google, of course, we have Google. That's my puts. That's my puts. All right. All right. So this is from Steve Burns, of course, who's right here in the chat with us right now. Steve, when I saw this, I really liked it. This looks like this is just Steve Burns over on Facebook himself, or maybe this is Rich Traders, New Traders, Rich Traders. I'm not 100% sure, but it says admin, so I would imagine it's the New Traders, Rich Traders. But, you know, Lova asked earlier about just using a trailing stop and so forth, and you know how I like to use offense and defense. And when I read this quote from Steve, I was like, oh, I know I want to talk about that today, because the risk to reward ratio for any trade continually changes after you enter as price moves and time goes by, right? If we just buy 5 cents over the 200-day moving average, well, if it closes 6 cents the next day, we get out with a small loss. But if you are $3 above the moving average, well, then your whole risk to reward has completely changed, because now what are you going to do? Let it go all the way down $3 before you get out if it goes below the 200-day? So yeah, as a stock goes in your favor, the risk to reward always changes. It gets worse as your price gets higher. So therefore, you need to incorporate a trailing stop to help kind of offset that risk of letting it go all the way back down. And that is another reason why I like to take profits on the way up. That is also a way that it kind of factors reducing position size at higher levels to kind of keep the risk to reward more in line. So remember that, you know, I think it was Paul Tudor Jones. He says, If somebody asks me where I entered, I always know that they're an amateur because I base everything on yesterday's close. The price today based upon what it did from yesterday's close. That's what's important to me, and that's why I scale out based upon yesterday's close or a close below the previous day's low or something like that, if I'm using a trailing stop. So hope that makes sense, but just in a nutshell, as the stock moves in your favor, you may have had a really good risk to reward to begin with, but you may not have that great a risk to reward ratio anymore as it moves up, and so you have to use trailing stops or phase out to the upside to help keep that risk, the risk to reward ratio in your favor. So thanks, Steve. Thanks for that great post. And Steve's at S Joseph Burns over on Twitter. I hope by this time you've subscribed to him, but at S Joseph Burns or just Steve Burns on Twitter. Thanks, Steve. All right. Steve says, you're right, Greg. This is the 520 EMA cross under day. Right. I am surprised to see that yesterday was not a cross under. Thanks for the heads up. You bet. Steve says, the risk to reward ratio is always liquid and in flux. See, Steve should be doing this podcast because he can say it in one small sentence instead of me just rambling on about it. Right? That's right. It's liquid and in flux. For sure. Frank says, risk to reward definitely trumps the burn lean ratio. Ah. Lova says, risk to reward changing is a good way for me to think about it. I think I'm grasping the concept even better now. Oh, fantastic. Hey, here's Gary. Better late than never. I hope you brought a note while you were tardy, Gary. It's good to see you, bud. And nice job on getting out of half of your VIX yesterday. Kamal says, I bought BABA. Will close if the V1 does not hold. That sounds 100% like a good idea. And 100% of a Kamal trade. Excellent. That's how my teacher, Kerry Lavorne, would have bought it. He would buy the V1 intraday. He would get out if it untriggers. Very good. Very, very good. All right, let's take a look at some possible end of day candidates today. CMI, Cummins Incorporated. We had a big up bar. We did come back down, test the halfway, and now we have a V1. Although this V1 is not really valid the way that I look at this. It did wash out yesterday's bar, but not by a quarter ATR, maybe by a 16th of an ATR. So MACD did go positive. We went under 50, over 50. This is all tempting. This is all tempting for sure. We did have a fractal that was triggered here 2 days ago. May have a crossover. It's all pretty good. It's 171,000 shares traded, which is a little under my minimum. Let's look at the intraday bars and see what they look like. Not too bad. I don't see any 5-minute bars that didn't have any volume. Well, yeah, I do. Right here. It's pretty good. Honestly, it's pretty good. I would not buy this if it I would certainly not buy this today if it rejected the 50-day moving average. Right now it's above it, but if it closed below, I would definitely not buy it. But regardless, it's a little illiquid for me, so I'm going to put that off to the side. CLX just seems pretty range bound here. Technically it's a V2, but this is not a valid washout. Really choppy here. So no. VMware, again, we've been talking about this for a couple days, but we had a big down bar, and now we've rallied back to halfway. See, we're down like 100%, and when we rallied back to halfway, we got stuck, and that's right where we got stuck. So I don't see anything there. CNK, Cinemark. Wow, up 7.15% today. A lot of volume for sure, but not a clear signal for me. WAB, return to value, but we are underneath the 1 ATR channel. It is a V1. 200-day right above. It's been rejected 1, 2, 3 times, so probably not. Oh, we already looked at that. Oh, sorry, I started all over. Amazon. Don't see anything on Amazon here. We're starting to make this little wedge formation here. So, you know, eventually this is going to break to the upside or the downside. I just don't know which way. I don't see a clear signal here. CGC, Canopy Growth, big day up today. A lot of volume, a lot of selling that happened here. I think I've tried to test the 520 crossover on CGC. I don't think I could. Yeah, I feel like it's chasey. HRI, really strong today, but no clear signal, kind of beyond the parameters of where I can buy something. GILD, big down bar yesterday. We're stuck at halfway. I would rather see this come down and test this on the weekly, get a double bottom and maybe a clear under 30, over 30, but I don't see anything on Gilead. SINA, decent, but it has earnings tomorrow. AMCX, oh man, this is the one we were looking at yesterday. It was a I was interested in buying this if this would have triggered a V1, but it did not. It was a nice false breakout. Yeah, I remember looking at this yesterday, but this would have needed to have closed over the previous day's close, and it didn't, and boom. Oh, well. Trip, up a little bit today. It's a V2, but it's under the -1 ATR channel. GILD. Don't see anything there. NVAX. This one's pretty strong. It's a bullish engulfing bar. It is a V1. It's a false breakout to the downside. Yeah, that one would qualify. It's a little chasey. I may institute the 1/2 rule on this stock. Let me see. Yeah, this one looks decent. It's a little chasey. If I buy this, I may buy half. Okay, this is going to be painful to look at for a few of us. Love. I got out yesterday because I followed my dang rules. But listen, when you follow your rules, this is going to happen. But sometimes you're going to follow your rules and you're going to miss out on a big down move. This is unfortunate. We bought it here, kept it. Yesterday, had to get out because it closed halfway. But look, you know, I follow the rules. What can I do? This kind of stuff happens. It's a bummer. Would I buy it again today? You know, I was looking at that, but there is not a fractal. I don't see a legitimate fractal. If there was, I would consider, but no, probably not. And then Beyond Meat, as Steve discussed, 140.12, 140.02. I think all in all, I think the best setup here today is the 520 crossover with Beyond Meat. It is legitimate. And when I say legitimate, I mean it does backtest well. So Yeah, Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is the one that I'm going to go with if the 520 holds, and currently it is holding. All right, so I need to get out of FSLR. Aha, my computer's doing that thing. Hold tight. Sorry. Usually I do this before the podcast and I just forgot. So let me get that back up and going. All right, 8 minutes to go. 8 minutes to go. All right, so I am going to get out of FSLR. And out. Drip I am already out of. Ollie I'm keeping. FSLR I just got out of. SPY, looks like I'm going to get a little better price on my overnight SPY trade. TGT doing really well. Oil doing really well. REGN up finally, which is good. And so Beyond Meat is the one I'm going to have to watch here. 140.02, 140 even, so it's going to be close. JNPR. Well, you know, we had a nice close above the 200. We tested it yesterday. We tested it again. Couldn't make a new high today. Even on the day, I mean, nothing jumps out here, Karen. Love, we just talked about Love. Yeah, is up today, but I mean, it's a strong bar. For sure, it's a strong bar. It has a 520 crossover, but I don't think that back test well on Love. But yeah, that one's a tough one. And volume, it could go, but I just don't see a clear signal. Love showed no love, bummer. I know. All right, we have 5 minutes to go. I'm long Beyond Meat here at 140.37 on the 520 crossover. All right, so I am going to just wait to see if that holds. Currently looks like it's holding. Beyond Meat has about an 8-cent spread. Keep that in mind, please. 140.04 compared to 140 even. $140.01 to $139. So this could be a nail biter. $140.01 to one. Ooh, now it's under. Now it's under. This one's really coming down to the end, isn't it? Now it's over. Good times. Now they're even. An even reading does qualify. NASDAQ's down now. Dow's only up 163. Beyond Meat, the crossover is still holding. Microsoft making a new low on the day. Now Beyond Meat is under. And even, now above. All right, make up your mind, Beyond Meat, would you please? Now it's over pretty significantly. Well, not so much anymore. SPY making a low on the day. Now Beyond Meat's under. I don't know. Now it's under. Yeah. So if it stays where it is, I will not buy this. Yeah, it looks like it's going to close under, so I'm not buying it. But I did buy the S&P. Yay! Let's see where I got it at. SPY at 367.57. All right, 367.57. Okay, so that's the new overnight SPY trade. All right, I am at a drip. Somehow pulled a profitable trade out of that, so I'm grateful. Ollie, well off its highs, but one profit target. FSLR, I am out of FSLR with that big reversal. Entered SPY. TGT, good day, 3 profit targets. Gold, good, not gold, oil, good day, up 2.06%. REGN finally had an up day, still up on the day, but still under on the trade. My Google puts doing well, and did not buy Beyond Meat because 139.94 is the 5, 139.97 is the 20. So did not buy that. So listen, if you have any trades for me, new entries or exits today, please let me know. Put them in the chat and I will go through them and get them all updated. Just wanted to remind everybody real quick that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach a 15-hour course. I teach you everything I know, everything I've learned from all my traders and coaches over the last 25 years. And I know if you take this course, you're going to be a better trader. It's $1,000, but I think it's worth every penny. So if you're interested, just send me an email. Email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. And if you do, I'll reply and say, hey, let's set up a Skype call so that I can ask you some questions about your trading and your goals, your challenges, and you can ask me all the questions you want about the course. Okay. And then if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does really help build the channel. It helps let YouTube know that there's some valuable content on here so that they can get it out and share it more. Okay. So let's take a look. Steve, I did an 8-minute day trade. That is crazy. So Steve did stop out of Beyond Meat. Okay. Well, good trade, Steve. Like Kamal and I used to always say, whether it's a winner or a loser, it was a good trade because you followed your rules. Right, Steve? Kamal is in Baba. You have a price for me, Kamal? Gary out of FSLR. Dan says, Steve, that's amazing. Gary, I'm Steve Burns. I call that discipline. 100%. It's a good trade. It didn't work out, but it was a good trade in the fact that he followed his rules. You can have a bad trade and make money because you got into something you weren't supposed to. It didn't follow your plan, right? All right, Frank got into AN at 66.88 with defined risk. Well, I hope so, Frank. They should always be somewhat a defined risk, right? Nice entry, by the way. Frank. 256.37. $256.37, and he kept it because the V1 did stay triggered at the end of the day, and that was the plan. Nice. Karen has no new trades. Okay. Yeah, that love trade, that's a bummer, but that's just an example of following your rules and then the next day it going roaring above. It just happens, but please keep in mind there are days that you're going to follow your rules and the next day you are going to be so glad, right? But it always happens, but we have to have rules. If we don't have rules in trading, we don't have anything at all. We're just, you know, shooting from the hip all the time, and that's not going to get it done. Johnson is out of Walmart. Okay, glad to see that. And out of half a Teladoc. All right, so we'll put a little thing here. Sold 1/2. Very nice, Johnson. Like to see a little selling on strength. Evan says, what time does the market close tomorrow? It closes at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Evan, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it closes at 11 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Standard. So basically, the podcast is going to start tomorrow at 12 Eastern Time. 12 Eastern Time, 10 o'clock my time. Gary says, I just noticed that I still own 20 shares of PTON from 116. Forgot that I had odd shares when the options got exercised. Lucky mistake. Nice. Very good. Pat says, I did a V2 today in INSG at the end of the day. I think it just barely qualified, but decided to take it. Took profits up and now out. Small and profitable. Oh, let's take a look. INSG. Oh, it was a day trade. Oh, whoa. Okay. 5 minute, Pat? INSG at the end of the day. I think it just barely qualified. But decided to take it. Took profits up and now out. Small and profitable. Oh, okay. I'd like to see that, Pat. If you could, it was on INSG at this one here. Is this the V2 right here, Pat, that you're talking about? The close 116.61 and this closed at 116.62. Yep. If that's the trade you're talking about, that did qualify. And when it's a false breakout to the downside from this previous low and a V1, nice. Way to go. Way to go. Oy vey. Excellent. And it did close back up into the value zone, barely. Man, I'm so glad. Pat and I, in our last lesson, we did V1s and V2s. And so nothing thrills me more than to see one of my students put into practice something we learned in the lesson. And I mean, that certainly was the spot, wasn't it? Here's bar 1, 2, and 3. Bar 2 washed out bar 1. Bar 3 just closed above day 1's close and in the value zone. And that was the time. What happened is we had this range. We broke to the downside, tested it, it reversed back up. The market told us it didn't like this area here. Doesn't mean it couldn't come right back down, But there's less of a chance to that happen when you just have this recent information right here that it told you and then moved up. So I don't know where you got out. Pat, did you just wait till the end of the day, or did you institute any trailing stops in there? Let's see, if I would have bought this here, close below, oh, this one looks like it rejected the 70, maybe. 68.85, didn't quite get there. I definitely would have gotten out here with the close below the previous day's low of half, and probably the rest here with the close below the 5-day. So easy to backseat drive a trade, right? But it's true. I mean, that's how I would handle it. Actually, I would have handled it a little bit differently. But I have a little bit different day trading rules. But very good, Pat. Very nice. Yeah, MasterCard's been weak, hasn't it? It really has been weak, and it looks like we had a weak close as well. Let's look at the Qs. Boom. Talk about a weak close. That's where I got out. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, Pat. Fantastic. Hope you and the doggy are doing well. So, SPY is down 49 cents already. And again, props to Steve Burns for following his rules, right? I mean, listen, just like Southwest Airlines, maybe Beyond Meat goes cruising up tomorrow, and is Steve going to be bummed about it? Actually, I don't think Steve's going to be bummed about it. I mean, he would rather be in it if it was going up, but you know, he can take comfort in that he followed his rules. That's what it's all about, is following your rules. If you follow your rules long enough in this game, in the long run, you should make money. Breaking your rules in the short run, you might make some money, but in the long run, I know you're going to lose money. So let's take the long view here, right? Let's take the long view. And if it goes crashing down tomorrow, Steve will be really, really glad that he got out of Beyond Meat and followed his rules. So Bob says, I joined Kamal and Baba. Well, joining Kamal, in my opinion, is a good idea. Doesn't mean he wins every trade, but if all I had to do was follow Kamal's trades, I would be very happy to do so. I'm not saying you should. I don't want to put that out there. I'm just speaking for myself. There's a lot more to it than that. Kamal has his own system. He has his own stops. He has all sorts of stuff. So you don't want to blindly follow anyone ever. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, if I sat and watched Kamal, I would be very confident in Kamal's trades. Not that they're all going to win. I just want to reiterate that. Gary says, see you all tomorrow. Hope you are feeling better, Greg. Have a great rest of your day. Yes, thank you. Thanks for asking, Gary. I do feel better. I took a long nap yesterday after the podcast, and that did make me feel better. So not 100% today, but lots better than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty brutal. I think I am going to go out on a little hike today just so I can take the dog out for a little bit of a walk, and I have to teach tonight as well. So again, tomorrow at 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time or 1 o'clock No, noon. I apologize. Noon Eastern Standard Time is the last hour. Noon Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, my time. And then we'll have a half a day, and then the markets will be closed until Monday. Right, if anybody has any other questions, please let me know. Happy to answer them. Kamal, buying a stock is just another buy trigger on top of the regular triggers. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So the NASDAQ was weak all day long compared to the rest. And yeah, it ended up down 36 points. Dow just up 114 and S&P up 2. Seasonally speaking, the couple days leading up to Christmas are bullish, and I guess as far as the Dow goes, we were. So, all right. Well, as always, please go out and try to do something nice for somebody today. Go out and try to do something nice for an animal as well. So one nice thing for a human, one nice thing for an animal would sure make the world a better place, and both the animal and the human would appreciate if you could give them a hand or help them out with something or just be pleasant. If we all did that, it would be a whole better world, wouldn't it? So I'm going to go out, take a little mini hike with Keely over here. I'll tell you what, having a dog again has been fun. It's been fun. She's got me fully trained to her specifications. And I'm like her manservant now. But I love to do it. I'm happy to do it. She's a sweet little spirit. Just sweet as can be. Just sweet as can be. All right. Well, I think that's it, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. See you tomorrow at the early time. 10, so noon Eastern, 10 o'clock Mountain is when we're going to start. All right, and if you could hit the thumbs up button before you get out of here, I would really appreciate that. But thanks again for coming today. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.